Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to Until 6, where we talk about all things related to Five Nights at Freddy's. Today we're going to talk about hoaxes from the early days of the FNAF community. Early on, the hoaxes in the community were all over the place. They were at a plethora. They peaked during the second game and the third game before falling off shortly after the release of the third game. And by the time the fourth game came around, with the exception for a few minor hoaxes, hoaxing in the community had died off, as due to the plethora of hoaxes in the second game specifically, people become more wary and suspicious of any kind of claims around secret characters or anything of the sort. And by then we have been able to decompile the games at a fast rate, faster than a hoaxer could make a hoax and get it online. So by the time we would post it, we would have already decompiled and found everything in the files. And so it was only for about a year span that hoaxing was popular in the community before we became too knowledgeable to be fooled by these hoaxes anymore. But we're going to take a look back at these pretty early days and talk about something that may have fooled people back then. Let's talk about the first one. The first ever hoax was Sparky the Dog. Sparky the Dog was created by two Tumblr users known as Coda Bear and Nigan. He is said to appear in the Parts and Service camera peeking out from behind the door that leads into the room. They actually came out and admitted they created him themselves, instead of being debunked. Now, this is the original image of Sparky the Dog. He was created in Photoshop. There's also a drawing they made of Sparky the Dog before they posted a screenshot. As first they made the claim of the sighting, a drawing, and then they posted a screenshot of him. Now he became so popular, he had a cameo in the FNAF movie, which was released on October 27, 2023. He appears as a dilapidated and worn down spring lock suit in the back room. Also in the movie, there's a scene at a diner called Sparky's Diner, directly named after him. This is also the scene where Matthew Patrick, host of popular series Game Fear, which is known for covering FNAF, has his cameo under the name of Sans. Remember seeing a video where he made a claim that the character of Sans from Undertale, created by Toby Fox, is the same character as the main character Ness, who is the main character of Earthbound, also known as Mother 2 outside of the United States. The Purple Guy animatronic was created by Roxo1987 on November 15, 2014. He was created in a hoax video in where the Purple Guy animatronic spawned in the player's office. Now, the Purple Guy animatronic is simply just a recolor of Withered Golden Freddy with of course, a badge added on and in color of purple. But this became a very famous early hoax in the community, and it is one of the most well-known ones out there, of course. But it doesn't really make logical sense. Also, think about the lore, really. Even back then, it would not have made much logical sense. But it was a really iconic hoax. He was known for making videos like these. He made a lot of them, and this is one of the most famous and successful ones. Another one by him was Golden Toy Freddy. Now, what Golden Toy Freddy was another video he posted on December the Golden Toy Freddy started out not by him, but on a Reddit post by a deleted user on December the 5th, 2014. Now, the most famous video surrounding Toy Freddy, and what everybody knows him from, is from a video by a YouTube user known as IULITM. That user makes a lot of videos surrounding FNAF. It has been making many videos surrounding FNAF for a very long time. And what you're seeing here is the thumbnail to that famous video they posted. Ironically enough, that video was posted in 2017, 3 years after the hoax came out, and after FNAF 2 came out, and 2 years after even the third game came out. But still, it became a classic hoax from this time period. But it's simply just a recoloring of Toy Freddy to appear golden. Go on to Gray Puppet. Gray Puppet is another creation by Roxo87, the creator of the Purple Guy animatronic. They appeared in a video he posted on November 18th, 2014. Now, in the video, the music box for the puppet runs out, and the words begin to be heard spoken in the same style as spoken in the post-death minigames, spelling out the words "Save Me," and the player is jump scared by this recolored version of the puppet, colored with the gray tear streaks and blue cheeks and lips. Now, it is believed by some people that this is what possibly inspired the design of Vinny, the main antagonist of the Five Nights at Candy series, one of the earliest and most popular FNAF fan game series, and fan games in general, due to the very similar design this recolored version of the puppet has to Vinny, again the main antagonist of the series. Of course, this was very easily proven fake. This did not happen in gameplay, and it was only this person's video of it. Now, in the lead-up to the release of Five Nights at Freddy's 3, a variety of hoax teasers were created on fake Scott Coffin Twitter accounts. One of these was for a FNAF 3 game set at a place called Freddyland. This is the most famous one. FNAF Five Nights at Freddy's 3, Welcome to Freddyland. As many people believe that the first FNAF game would be a free-roaming open-world game where you would run around either a mall or an amusement park. This is a lesser-known but still famous image which was part of the Freddyland hoax. Here in the hallway is Shadow Bonnie standing there. There was also another image I found, but I wasn't quite sure whether or not it was considered part of the original hoax set. But still, many people thought that the third game would have them running around the mall and mock-up trailers were made. These two were intentional hoaxes attempting to trick people to believe that these were real teasers by Scott Coffin. Now, upon the release of FNAF 3, one of the last hoaxes were made, being Chrome Freddy. Now, Chrome Freddy was made by a producer known as Jim Boffey, and in their video surrounding Chrome Freddy, they had a 20-step guide on how to unlock him. 20 steps. I'm not going to read it to you because I didn't have enough space to write it all down. But it was just far too long, and this was often sometimes done in these hoaxes to make them more believable, explaining why they hadn't been seen, because there was just this long, arduous amount of steps that needed to be done to unlock them. So first of all, many people want to try and go through the effort to prove it wrong, because it was just too long to be done. And it would explain why people hadn't seen it before, because it was so long. Who would think to do all this stuff? But this is one of the last real hoaxes from the series, as there was also Phantom Bonnie, but besides that, which was just a recolored version of Bonnie to appear like the Phantom animatronics, there wasn't much after this, as the hoaxes died out following the release of the third game. The last real hoax I could find was for FNAF 4 with Nightmare JJ, released very, very, very shortly after the release of the FNAF 4 Halloween update, and it was actually by YouTuber GoMotion. You may have heard of her. She's made a lot of FNAF videos that are pretty well done, and even made a couple of non-FNAF related videos, which are pretty good. But besides that, this is one of the last ones. And many of these really did trick people, because many people in the franchise were young people, so hoaxes like Purple Guy Animatronic and some others did trick some of the younger people in the franchise. Well, ladies and gentlemen, that's all I got to talk about today. I'll see y'all around, so bye, have a nice time.